Welcome to the Transum podcast, a monthly roundup of the new features on the transum.org website, providing mathematical puzzles, games, learning activities, and the ever-popular mathematics lesson starter of the day. Here's your host, John Tranter.
Hello and welcome to podcast number 130 for the month of September 2025. And for a change, this month's puzzle of the month is adapted from an 1885 school textbook. So if you get stuck, you could always ask your great-great-great-great-grandparents for some help.
Farmers A and B have 30 cows between them and sell at different prices, each receiving the same amount. If A had sold at B's price, he would have received £320, and if B had sold at A's price, she would have received £245. How many cows did Farmer A own?
That's the Transum puzzle for this month. The challenge is set. Have a think. Make a plan. You have 1 month to figure it out. Send in your solution as soon as you can.
Well, I'm sure in today's market cows are a lot more expensive than that, but nevertheless, for the puzzle, adapted from 1885, I'd love to hear how you solved it. Please let me know, or how your students solved it, of course. Fire off an email to podcast@transum.org. And while you think about that, here are some of the key resources added to the Transum website during this last month. So Transformation Golf is brand new. It's a focused way for students to practice transformations on a coordinate grid, choosing values required for translations, rotations and reflections, and they need to land a point on a target. That's the golf ball in the golf hole. So the 9-hole structure introduces progressively tighter constraints on what they're allowed to type in as values for these transformations. So it really does encourage careful selection of vectors or centers or angles, and they can see how well they're doing, of course, because there's a scorecard, and each hole gets slightly more tricky, slightly more difficult. So, it's not a new idea. There's lots of versions of Transformation Golf on the internet, but hopefully this one is a little different to the rest and focuses on students thinking deeply about transformations. Have a go at that yourself. Game of golf, 9 holes. Why not? Okay, another one of the many advanced starters is called Arguable Area, where a diagram of a right-angle triangle is provided with a couple of measurements on it, and the question is find reasons why the area of this large right-angled triangle might not be 20 square centimeters. So the idea is that there should be lots of discussion about why it wouldn't be what it looks as though it should be. I mean, there might be discussion about the way diagrams are produced or the way measurements are rounded on diagrams. Accuracy, possibly many other things, I don't know. But the answer is, and I'm sure that the students won't realise this at first. In fact, I don't think most of us teachers would either. But it's impossible to draw that triangle with the measurements given. Quite subtle, but think about your circle theorems, angles in a semicircle, and that might give you a little hint as to how you could demonstrate that it was impossible to draw. So that's quite a nice idea for starting a lesson off, and it's called Arguable Area, and everything I'm talking about, the links will be in the newsletter, transum.org/newsletter. Okay, Primes and Squares is a collection, a bit like a mixtape or a playlist. It's a collection of online activities designed to deepen understanding of prime numbers and square numbers. It's been created for Thursday, the 4th of September 2025, when the date in short form, 4925, will be the squares of the first 3 prime numbers. How about that? Unique. If, however, you favour the less logical month, day, year date format, well then you have the squares of 3, 4 and 5 to look forward to on the 9th month, 16th day, 25 as the year, which is also unique. And just as I thought I'd got that sorted, I found out that on the 27th of September, all the digits of the date form a very large square number, and it doesn't matter which way around you have the day and the month, you get 2 different big square numbers. So all of that in September. Fancy that. Anyway, maybe one of those activities will be suitable for your students. Now, a new activity called Treasure Hunt. Basically, this is for teachers. It's a place where teachers can go to generate a set of 10 clues for a fun activity. All you have to do is type in 10 locations around your school that are accessible to pupils. And then the magic of this webpage will do the rest. It'll create clues, different types of clues, pointing to those locations. So all you have to do is get the software to do its stuff, print out these 10 pieces of paper, stick them in the 10 locations, and boy, you've got a super treasure hunt activity. Mental Maze is a new number path challenge in which pupils start with a given value and they have to navigate through operation tiles to reach a stated target. So, there are similar activities on Transom, and, altogether they promote clear mental methods, I guess, estimation as well, and also checking with inverses, working backwards. Now, the difficulty can be adjusted. There are different levels, though believe me, level 1's going to be plenty difficult enough, I reckon, for most, but it's up to you. And, of course, if you're a subscriber, you can reveal the solution path. So that's a new activity. Remember, the links are in the newsletter, and it's called Mental Maze. Now, no September podcast would be complete without a reminder that very, very soon, many schools in the Northern Hemisphere will be going back to school. And Transom has a back to school page with lots of ideas and resources and things to help you for that first lesson, that first week, getting things off to a good start. So have a look at that and see if anything takes your fancy. So, this coming month, the 1st of September, which I guess is today if you're listening to this podcast as soon as it comes out, it's actually the first day of the last third of the year. And then on the 4th of September, the date numbers in short day form with day first are the squares of the first 3 primes. And then the 16th of September, the date numbers in short form with the month first are the squares of 3 to 5. Then on the 19th of September, it's Talk Like a Pirate Day, OR, and that's a numbers in words challenge. So have a look at that. Again, the link in the newsletter. That's a bit of fun for Talk Like a Pirate Day. And then on the 27th of September, the date digits in either form, either day, month, or month, day, form large square numbers. And I don't know what you'll do on that day, but there are those activities I've provided for primes and squares, which you could sort of link into that fact if you wanted something topical. Okay, a little announcement now. Due to persistent automated attacks by malicious bots, the following applications are now restricted to Transom subscribers: Compound Interest Calculator, Triangle Solver, Normal Distribution Calculator, tree diagram calculator, and the student voting system. I'm sorry for any inconvenience. It's a pity that so much time must be spent protecting the site rather than building new features. There you go. Finally, do you remember last month's puzzle? Very short and sweet.
What number equals the mean of its digits?
So this puzzle was adapted from Alex Belos's Monday puzzle column in The Guardian back in April. And the most worthy solution is 4.5. 4 and 5 add to 9, divide by 2, as there are 2 digits, and you get 4.5. So the number is the mean of its digits. Now, you'd think that'd be the end of it, but oh, no. The Transum community are far more creative than that. So, if you allow trailing zeros, there are many more. For example, 1.500, 2.250, 3.750, and so on. And a lot of these ideas I've put in the online version of the newsletter, in the comments. Thank you so much for those people who took time to send them in. Some really creative answers. Absolutely fabulous. But finally, here's a contentious solution that popped into my head in the middle of the night. What about 8.9 recurring? Haha, think about it. Okay, that's all for now, apart from to say, the teacher said, how many times can you subtract 7 from 83 and what's left afterwards? And the student said, I can subtract it as many times as I want and it leaves 76 every time.
Thank you for downloading and listening to the Transum podcast. You can find the website at www.transum.org, where you're welcome to use all of the activities absolutely free, or jump in with both feet and become a Transum subscriber.